What's good, YouTube? This video is going to be about home wreckers, apparently. But before I start, this video is sponsored by Aura. Listen, last year I got hacked. My Gmail accounts were taken over. There were attempts to get into my bank accounts. I almost lost this channel and even the house we're currently building for our family. All of this because of hackers. Hackers got into my computer and had all of my personal and financial and even social media information to play with, and they caused havoc. My channel was gone for like a week just because of it, among other things that they tried to do. Had I had Aura back then, it wouldn't have happened. Listen, there have been some massive data leaks recently, including Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Coinbase, CVS, T-Mobile, and plenty of others. Over 1 billion users have had their information compromised. We live our whole lives online now. It's kind of like we don't have a choice. And the crazy thing is, people have no idea how to protect their information because these leaks happen so much. And unfortunately, when in doubt, most people do nothing. And that's exactly what the hackers want you to do. But there is something you can do. Aura offers continuous monitoring of your data and protects your devices and your access points. Plus, their apps can encrypt your Wi-Fi connection and protect your phone and your computer from malware, like the attack that almost took this channel out and my bank account. And when you add to that the fraud and identity theft protection that's backed by $1 million in insurance, it's clear that Aura stands behind their word and their customer. So with that said, please protect your accounts and devices from hackers and scammers. Learn from my mistake. Now onto this topic. Okay, so I got a comment about home wreckers, and I'm going to read this comment and then we're going to get into this. The comment says, can you do a video about how to deal with females that try to ruin your relationships and marriages with your current man? Before, nobody talked to him at all, but now all of a sudden, women are sniffing around and being home wreckers. Upside down, smiley face, annoyed face, beat up face, emoji. Okay, let me... First of all, yes, home wreckers are definitely a thing. I get it. And I even have a whole video dedicated to home wreckers called Dear Side Chicks. I'll try to remember to post the comment or post the link below. It wasn't a popular video because who wants to have, take responsibility for their fuckery? But this idea of home wreckers needs to be put in its proper perspective and context. Just because women are sniffing around doesn't mean you need to deal with those females. If you can't trust your man around women who are sniffing around, you need to deal with that man. And more appropriately, you might want to get rid of that man. If you can't trust a man just because he has the attention of females, then you probably won't have a healthy relationship because you'll never have the security that you're supposed to have in a healthy relationship. You'll always be competing with whoever might be sniffing around at the time. And unfortunately enough, we know how life works. There's always someone sniffing around. The weird thing is this, though. Your man might know 5 or 6 women that are sniffing around. And because those women are sniffing around and you don't really want to deal with him or you don't feel like you can control him, you wish to control them or you want war and beef with them, right? A lot of women are fighting over a man who's not fighting for his own relationship. People always talk about how men are only as faithful as their options. And if a man has options, he's going to cheat. He's going to do what he's going to do. That's not true at all. As a YouTuber, as a relationship person, as a guru, whatever you want to call me, I have 340 something thousand subscribers. That means I get hundreds of inboxes on a very regular basis. That means out of those hundreds, dozens at least are from women who are also attracted to me physically as well as intellectually. So people like my videos and they appreciate whatever wisdom they think they get from me, but they also would like to explore. They would also like to see if who I am, who I present myself to be is real. They would also like to tempt me. They would prefer to be the ones to ruin Kev Hick by home wrecking. It would prove a lot to themselves that they have not made bad decisions, that good men don't exist, and I'm just a fraud. But it would also be a conquest, right? Some people find me attractive. My point is, I have access to much more women than the average guy who has options has access to. And guess what? Out of the hundreds or dozens at least, or thousands of women who might be sniffing around, out of all the comments I get that might not be appropriate for women who know I'm married or in a relationship or raising boys at home, Out of all the people who might know me in person and smile a little bit longer than necessary when they see me, my wife doesn't need to do anything or handle anybody sniffing around me. I speak to women for a living. I speak to hundreds of women a year on the phone in private. I have private conversations with hundreds and hundreds of women. Hour-long phone conversations talking about the most private and intimate parts of their dating lives. And my wife still doesn't have to check women who are sniffing around. Why is that? That has nothing to do with the home wreckers. That has everything to do with who you know your man is, who you know you married or committed to, who you know your man to be. But home wreckers can only get so far and do so much. And while a lot of the home wreckers in the comment section and watching this video are probably giving me a yes or a praise hands emoji in their mind, y'all still wrong. Side chicks still wrong. Y'all dead wrong, and y'all deserve to be treated how y'all get treated sometimes. Of course, that man's not committed to you. He's committed to her. But you still know better. And you receiving your own dating lives due recompense for your actions. That's why you're a side chick and not a main chick. Even so, it's still that man's fault. It's still that man's decision. It's still that man's choice. My wife ain't chasing people in the comment sections. She's not checking DMs. She doesn't have to do any of that shit because she knows who she married. And she's right. Few people have more ass thrown at them than the good Samaritan who serves women or who shits on them. It just depends. Everybody has their type. Most influencers have more access to people in general than the average guy who thinks he has options. Yet and still, my wife doesn't have the same issue. Why is that? Because it's an issue of integrity. It's an issue of character. It is not an issue of access. I can't tell you how many women are sniffing around. I've literally lost count. It doesn't matter. I'm for my family. I do everything for my family. How many women want to throw some ass at me is inconsequential to what I'm going to do. I'm going to take care of my family. I'm going to raise my sons. I'm going to serve my wife. But I'm not a perfect man. I'm not the most romantic. Definitely a know-it-all. I come with my problems, but integrity isn't my issue. So the hundreds or thousands of women can sniff around all they want. My wife is never going to feel that discomfort because I see to it that she doesn't. So if it's been put on your shoulders to deal with the females that are sniffing around your man, then you got a problem with your man. You don't have a problem with them females. Even so, those females ought to be ashamed of themselves. Because women always talk about how terrible men are and how bad they got it and how traumatic their experience has been. And then as soon as they get the opportunity, they transfer that trauma to another woman by doing the same thing that was done to them to another woman. If you think men ain't shit, then stop being that other woman. I find it hilarious when a mistress is complaining to me about how she's not being treated well. Sometimes you get what you deserve and you get what you put out. And sometimes we are better than our decisions, but eventually we become our decisions. We become the company we keep. So all the ain't shit men that we help cheat on their wives and their families become the birds of a feather that we flock together with. Even so, no matter how many home wreckers are around, if that's an issue for you, then that's an issue for your man. That's the issue of character. That's the issue of trust. That's the issue of insecurity. That has nothing to do with those women at the end of the day, but they still wrong. So I hope that helps. Follow me at KFake24 on Instagram. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed. Hit the notification bell so you get all of my notifications and all of the content that comes out, because a lot of people don't get it. YouTube doesn't share with everybody, obviously. Like, share, comment, all of those things. I'll get with y'all later.